Well, that's the big call from S&P for the Indian economy. Now, a CNBC-TV18 exclusive, India's domestic crude oil production has fallen over 14% in FY23, with ONGC and Vedanta contributing to the decline. In a response to Parliament, the Petroleum Ministry said ONGC's crude oil production dropped by 7%, while Vedanta's output fell 34%. Sapna joins us now with the details. Sapna, so what's the reason for this decline?
Well, clearly there haven't been any big oil strikes in the last couple of years. Most of it has been dry, and particularly if you look at ONGC, they have very aging wells. Apart from this, probably the windfall tax has also played. It has played a negative role, though of course it has come only in the last 1 odd year, and this decline has been more sequential year on year last couple of years. But still, for the private sector, especially the windfall tax is not good news at all. Vedanta has been very vociferous in voicing their concerns on that. But having said that, let's look at this critical and interesting data that the Petroleum Ministry has shared with the Parliament. Not only Vedanta and ONGC's output is down. Vedanta, of course, 34% in the last 5 odd years, which is very, very significant. That is one of the major private sector players in this space so far. So overall, India's production is down by close to 15%. Right. And consequently, what has happened is that the share of domestic supply of crude oil has also come down significantly. In the last 5 odd years, it was 15% earlier, it's down to 12.5%. Right. So obviously, that space has now been taken up by rising oil imports. Just in the last 3 years, India's oil imports have risen over 18%. That's quite a big number. And just look at the tab that the government is bearing, despite the fact that we have been getting discounted oil from Russia. Yeah. So just in the last 3 odd years, $62 billion was the oil import tab in FY21. This has shot up by 153% to $157 billion. In fact, actually more than that. So if we convert that in the Indian currency, end of FY23, at that point in time, it was 12 lakh crores. So from 4.5 lakh crores, the tab has gone to 12 lakh crores. Yeah. The options are very few and far in between. Long-term policy options, government will have to look at the oil fields, in a new form and fashion probably. Yeah. But can't say much on that front. And the other options, of course, switching to alternative energy sources. But then that again is a long haul.
Right, Sapna, appreciate you joining us. The decline in domestic crude oil production is a cause for concern, as Sapna was pointing out. Another CNBC-TV18